Hello friends, how are you? In today's class, I am starting chapter number 5th, that is chemistry in daily life. And in today's topic, we will discuss about some properties, sorry, some general information about acid, base, and salt. Now, our first topic is acid. Acid, that is a term which derived from a Latin word acidus, which means sour. Okay. Now, the question comes in our mind that how can we define? There are lots of definitions in different theories. If we generalize, then we can use three properties to define acid. First is acids are sour in taste. Second, give H plus ion or proton in their aqueous solution. And third, they turns blue litmus to red. By combining these three properties, we can define are those chemicals. Acids are those chemicals which sour in taste, give H plus ion proton in aqueous solution and turns blue litmus to red. Okay, so combining these three properties, we can define acids. There are some examples of acids which we use in our daily life. First is acetic acid. Chemical formula is CH3COH, present in vinegar. Vinegar is a simple chemical which we use in pickles for the sour taste. Second is formic acid, HCOH, present in the sting of red ant. Because of that, there are some pain and itching and burning sensation when a ant bite us. Okay, that is a chemical. Third is hydrochloric acid, HCl. Fourth is sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Nitric acid, HNO3. Lactic acid, which is present in curd, that is CH3CHOH, okay. So these are some examples of acids. Now, what is base? Like the acid we can define base by three properties. Base are bitter in taste, give OH minus ion, that is hydroxyl ions, in their aqueous solutions and turn red litmus to blue. So, by combining these three properties, we can define those chemicals which are bitter in taste, give OH minus ion in aqueous solution and turns red litmus to blue are known as bases. Some of the examples are sodium hydroxide, caustic soda NaOH. Second is potassium hydroxide, caustic potash KOH. Third is aluminum hydroxide ALOH ka thrice. Fourth is ammonium hydroxide, that is NH4OH. There are lots of other bases and acids we will discuss in the next videos. Okay. Now let's come on another topic, which is concentrated and diluted acid and base. Concentrated and diluted, that is it, these terms are relatives. These are comparative terms. We use diluted when the amount of dissolved substance is less than the solvent, then we use dilute. And when the amount of solute is more than solvent, then we use concentrated. Okay, so here we can say diluted acid or base are those chemicals if the quantity of water is more than the dissolved acid and base, then these are known as diluted acid or base. As we discussed, acids give H plus ion and bases give OH minus ion. So, in a simple term, we can say if they produced H plus ion and OH minus ions are less, because if the solvent is more, then definitely H plus ion and OH minus ion will be less. So, we can also said that if H plus ion and OH minus ions are less, then such acid or base are known as diluted acid or base. Now concentrated, if the quantity of acid or base is more than water, then such solution are called diluted, sorry, that is concentrated acid or base. Simply, we can also say that If the amount quantity of H plus acid or base is more, then definitely H plus and OH minus ion will be more. So we can say if the H plus ion and OH minus ions are more, then we can say that is a concentrated acid and base. Now let me move to the next topic, that is neutralization reaction. This is a very important question for exam. Please make sure it, that is very important for exam. That is a general question which comes in exam. That is, what is neutralization reaction, give two example or one example. So please do it very carefully. Neutralization reaction, the reactions between acid and base which gives respective salt and water are called neutralization reaction. Are called neutralization reaction. In these reactions, acid and base react with each other and give respective salt and water. One question, let me clear you one thing, that is a question which was in I think 2013, that why they are called neutralization reaction. So let me clear firstly about that. These reactions are called neutralization reactions because the effect of acid is balanced by base and vice versa. That means the effect of base is balanced by acid. Or we can simply say that the acidic nature is balanced by basic nature and basic nature by acidic nature. That's why these reactions are called neutralization reactions. Okay. Now let's consider the mechanism of these reactions. Every acid has H plus ion, as we discussed earlier. If there is H plus ion, so definitely there is a negative part also. Similarly, bases has OH minus ion, so it has a positive part. H plus ion of acid combine with the OH minus ion of base and make water. The remaining ions, that is B plus of base and A negative of acids, combine and make salt. These are, and that is a general mechanism of these reactions. With if you understand this mechanism, then you can do any acid or base reaction. Like here, HCl plus NaOH. So it has H plus and OH negative, Cl negative and Na plus. Here HOH combine and make water, NaCl combine and make NaCl. Here let me clear you one thing, that positive part always comes first. That's why it is right NaCl, not ClNa. Okay. Similarly, HNO3 plus KOH, the negative part NO3, positive part K plus, combine and make salt, KNO3, and remaining part combine and make water. Now H2SO4 and NaOH. H2SO4 gives 2H plus ion. It gives 2H plus ion. Therefore, to balance 2H plus ion, we need 2OH minus. That's why there is 2NaOH. So, H2SO4 plus 2NaOH combine and make two molecules of water, 2H2O and Na2SO4. Okay, here it gives 2H plus ion, CaOH cut twice, that is also have 2OH minus. So that's why one atom, one molecule needed. Here they combine and make H2 OH2, combine and make 2H2O, CaSO4, combine and make CaSO4. Okay. Now next reaction is HCl plus CaOH cut twice. Here it give 1H plus, but it give 2H minus. That's why we need 2HCl to produce 2H plus ion. So these 2H plus ions combine with OH minus ions of calcium COH cut twice and make 2H2O. The remaining part combine and make salt. Okay, understand? Okay. One thing let me clear you, neutralization reactions are exothermic reactions in which heat is released. In which heat is released. Okay. Now let me move our third topic, that is salt. As we discussed in neutralization reaction, salt was formed. So we can say that salt is the product of acid and base neutralization reaction. Salt is the product of acid and base neutralization reaction. If we described it, then we can say that the positive part of base, as we discussed earlier, as we discussed earlier here we discussed that the positive part of base, that is cation of base, react with negative part of anion and make a product which is called salt. Okay, so this reaction can also use, but that is a simple reaction. Salt is a product of acid base neutralization reaction. So acid and base combine and make salt and water. Now the properties of salt: these are solid and form crystals, so these mean these are crystalline solid form. Since they are ionic compounds, so they have high melting and boiling point. Ionic compound so produce ions, and you know that because of the presence of ions they should be good conductor, but in solid state they are bad conductor because the ions are strongly binded. But in molten state or in solution state the ions becomes free, so they becomes good conductor of heat and electricity. Okay, now some salts have water of crystallization. What is the water of crystallization? We will discuss after that. And fifth point is the nature of salt depend upon the natures of the forming acid or base. Acids and bases according to Arrhenius theory grouped into categories. One is called strong and other is weak. So acids are two types, strong acid and weak acid. We will discuss in next class. Okay, so similarly bases are two types, one is strong and one is weak. Okay, so depending upon them there is two type of acids: strong acid, weak acid, strong base, weak base. Okay, so which kind of acid combine with the base decide the nature of acid. If both are strong, then they completely neutralize each other and salt becomes neutral, and neutral salt pH is 7. Okay, pH is another topic we will discuss in next classes. There is a scale which decide the nature of any substance: 0 to 7 that is acidic, 7 neutral, and 7 to 14 that is basic. Okay, example is NaCl. Let me clear you, that was a question in 2013 or 14 paper, that write the example of neutral salt or basic salt like that. Okay, so please carefully understand it. If acid is strong and base is weak, then the weak base do not completely neutralize the acid, so the salt remain acidic. Okay, and as I already informed said that the pH of the salt will be less than 7. Example is NH4Cl, which formed by HCl and NH4OH. Third one is weak base. Acid is weak and base is strong. Since it is strong, so it do not completely neutralize by the weak acid, so that the nature of the salt becomes basic and pH is more than 7. Example is Na2CO3, NaHCO3. Okay, so these examples comes in our exam. Now our final topic: what is water of crystallization or crystalline water? The number of water molecules present in the formula unit of a salt is known as water of crystallization. Like example is washing soda. Here this 10H2O is found with Na2CO3, so this is water of crystallization. Similarly gypsum, that is 2H2O, and alum, that is 24H2O. These water molecules are example of water of crystallization. So washing soda, Na2CO3, 10H2O, gypsum, CaSO4.2H2O, alum, that is K2SO4.Al2SO4 के thrice dot 24H2O. Okay, hope you like it. Thank you.